What is up, Everyday Blades? I don't do it as good as Ben. Speaking of Ben, here's a couple new knives designed by Ben Peterson. Check them out. Actually, it's the same knife. I just have two of them. The last couple of orders, and I ordered knives, I ended up with two for some reason. So here we go. This is a good knife to end up with two of them because this makes a great Christmas present. Retail about $58. If you don't know who Ben Peterson is, you probably haven't been around the knife community very long. He used to be the host of Blade Banter. Worked for HQ for years, Blade HQ for years. Just an all-around super dude. Now has his own knife company. His first knife was the Banter by We. We made the Banter. This is the Knafs Lander. Knafs is the name of his company. So Ben wanted to make, Ben likes smaller, pocketable, smaller EDC size knives, and he landed that with this. And this is the Lander, so that worked out perfect. So not only did he make a great knife, he made it where you could easily change the scales without taking the knife apart. All you have to do is take the two scale screws off. On this side, all you have to do is pull the 4 screws off, those two and the 2 pocket clip screws. Now the only issue I've found is that they're T6. I wish they were T8, but it's not a deal breaker. Could easily be fixed with extra hardware in the box. So that not just Knafs, all knife companies need to send extra hardware in the box. It's a low cost to you, high benefit to your customers. So another company that did the scales that were easy to swap is TRM, Three Rivers Manufacturing. There's, you just take these 2 screws off, same thing, and they offer several different scales. What Ben did was a little bit different. He made these scales open source. You can actually download the file, the CAD file, to print your own scales. On top of that, they also offer some really cool scales like Space Kitty and really cool stuff. So if you like funny things, I do. These are basic liner lock knives. They're very good little no nonsense knives. So for the past couple of days, I've been carrying this carrying it solo, just by itself. No issues. I love using the thing. My hands are a little bit big for it, but still a 4-finger grip. No issues with that. The knife came plenty sharp. It's D2 tool steel. Good to go. Price point about $58 from what I've seen. If you order from Blade HQ for $9.99, you can have whatever you want printed on the blade. I did that. So ironically, I bought 2 evidently. I think when I went back to add the engraving, the laser engraving, they took that as a second order. So whatever, never here nor there. It was a $58 knife, so I'll give it to a relative for Christmas. Let's check some weight, because this knife is super light. Ben doesn't like knives that go longer than your index finger, which mine is super long, but more than an average finger, I guess. 2.3 ounces. Man, it doesn't get any better than that. Let's check out some size comparisons. And it was nice to be able to compare 2 to make sure that the qualities kind of staying the same from knife to knife. And let me see, this is not the one I've been using. This is the newer one. But believe it or not, as thin as that blade is, I think it's what is that thing? This blade, 100 thousandths. I think it's right at 100 thousandths. Flies right out, and is even almost, once you get past the detent, I mean, for a blade that thin to do that, that's pretty awesome. And like I always say, that's not a sign of quality, an exact sign of quality, but it is something I can show you how smooth the knife works. There's no blade play, even when I take off the pressure of the lock bar. There's no blade play in any direction. There's no lock rock. It's just a great knife. It's made by, the OEM is QSP. So let's look at it up against the Benchmade grip. As you can see, it's a lot smaller than the Benchmade grip. It's about as small of a knife as I would want to carry solo. pair of 3. And we'll do one more. The TRM Neutron, since it's so similar. So not a super duper small knife, but on the smaller side. Let's see, the blade is 2 7/8. Handle scales are 3, just over 3.5. Very, very cool little EDC knife. Ben knocked it out the park. I think they're going to continue to do that. I've heard they have some really cool stuff in the works. I purchased these with my own personal money. They weren't sent by Ben. I've only spoken to Ben one time in my life. Not about any type of promotion or anything. This is just me giving my opinion on this knife. It's a really good one. And hope he keeps turning out stuff like this. He's doing a great job. Guys, thanks for watching. God bless you and your families. Say a prayer for our country. Good night.